And now it's story time with Ray. Yeah, hey, it's Ray. And we're gonna do some storytelling, some story time on live. Yo, yo, yo. Alright, so let's get it started. Um, I just decided to get on the camera, and so the camera. We're gonna talk about the camera. I ain't have a topic, and so the topic gonna be about the storytelling. The topic gonna be about the camera. The topic gonna be about the Kodak moments, and the topic gonna be about being around about and so how I do uh talk about the slogan of my lingo, my language, our language in the first place is communication, it's art. And so me speaking the way I speak and always telling myself that when I do my music, I'ma always, grab in areas that I never heard nobody saying. Like, what I'm saying, pronounce the words, pronunciations of just a kind of way that be distinctive. Like, this is Ray. When you hear me in the audio, if I got there, my song got there, like, this Ray. And so when we hear others and we be knowing others since, when you put on the artist that that you really just be liking and stuff, which we like everybody, but like, what I'm saying? Like, for me to always gravitate to stating how collectively we got some all type of authentic authentic about each individuals, but the very nice collective of language just to communicate. And so other times I just let, the beat speaks for itself. I actually I make my beats. I make music. And so I am a musician. I got lots of songs out here, and I like to do interviews. And so majority of the time I'm real funny, even without being funny. And so, with that being said, like, not even meaning to be funny, I'm funny. And so, I always say about how, when I'm serious, them serious times it gets there as being funny. And then when I'm really reaching to be funny, I end up being serious. And so, sometimes when I'm seriously doing an interview, it gets, seriously in depth of, what I'm saying, me being a speaker. And sometimes when I'm reaching to be funny, it really does, what I'm saying, deliver. So with the deliverance of, my words and my wordplay and the way I do put the words into symmetric and the way I like to, what I'm saying, play with the placements of the words. And so as I like to dance and I say that and I use, what I'm saying, the signs and stuff like that. And so I got all type of music pertaining to me, dancing, and the way that when I'm thinking, when I'm dancing, I'm always freestyling. Freestyling is just doing anything in that moment of time without barely thinking about it. Just, doing a movement, what I'm saying? Doing a rap, doing a rhyme, doing a song without really thinking about it, but thinking about it like real fast. And sometimes, it's always just different. I like to do different pace of songs, different pitching and ranges of the voice and vocal of the songs. And the way that I had sometimes, put the words together, it'd be just out of nowhere, and then other times it just I really do like, I'm gonna say this like this, and it just get there at that second. And so that's what a freestylist is like in the now. Like right now, I'm just saying anything that's on the mind right now, and whatever gets to the mind. And so I always label the actual picture or the actual album cover or the record label and stuff like that. Uh, if I actually freestyled it, which is my mind process and what I'll be thinking and stuff. And so when I actually do take the time to write, And when I actually do writing, it's different than freestyle. So I like to do all the different styles of music. And so I am Ray, R-A-Y, and I say, I got lots of different names that I actually put there, like Ray Vocals Ray, because I like to sing and rap. And I like to use the vocal box, the vocal cord, and I like to talk about how I like to be the recorder. And so I said we'll talk about the camcorder. And so, in the Kodak moments. And so, in the moment of times, I say like music always been a foundation of mine. Music always been a foundation for folks, and I always shout out to the folks as we are the folks, as the foundation is us. So my music is pertaining to us, and us meaning just in these times, in these moments, being the beings, and so as we, beam with the very nice intelligence that we have, and being influential and being the influence and being an influencer and actually being influenced amongst all, what I'm saying? So the all seeing eyes, the third eye is just your mind, the gland, the pineal gland, the temple plate, and just being into whatever you like to be into. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, I say, I get on there speaking and all that type of stuff. And with every type of genre that I could pull within, and put together in my music, within my music, I say my music is, everybody's music. And everybody music be for everybody. And so I always talking about, how you know the way I do word my words and the way the words is great. The way I gravitated to words in the first place, in the very first place, when I started, doing music at 5 years old. I always said I'll always did music even before I could remember. I really liked the sound. I like the sound of sound, and so the impact of the sound, the sound waves, and so I go by the name of Ray Sound Waves, Ray Sound, Ray Sound Ray, Ray Freestylist Ray, Ray Vocalist Ray, Ray the Voice Ray. But when I say Ray, we're talking about everyone here. When I say sound, I'm talking about everybody's sound. I'm talking about like, what I'm saying, just the communication with the art forming art that I just like to what I'm saying gravitate to with the gravity. And so I talk about the space. I talk about how all these things have the fundamental foundation of the what I'm saying explicits, being explicit and just grabbing any word that I could grab inside of the maze, being the amazer, which we all are, and seeing the musical route, and seeing the vocal route, and the communicating route, and the dancing route, just, pinpointing, and pointing with the pointers is communicating. And so I always, what I'm saying, use the way of the wave. So I said I like to say, I always gravitated to the type of genre of doings as far as the words go and how I was gonna say the words. And so after a while, it just gets there. Some of the words that I use and pick, I've been using and picking since I was 5. You know what I'm saying? Like I told myself, when I say everybody, I'll be like everybody with the air because it's everybody in the air. I got like, meanings to behind the way I say my words and how I put it into symmetric and how the magic of all, and the energies of everybody just, what I'm saying, coasting and being, here, you know what I'm saying? And so you say, man, you sure did just get deep. And then all of a sudden you bring it back to reality, and kept it surface. And so surface deep and then getting real deep, you know what I'm saying, as far as, going in and out, bringing myself back to reality because I just often drift off, often zone out. And so I have to zone back in. You know what I'm saying? So half the time when I'm actually speaking, talking, rapping, singing, and all that, I'm zoned out and I have to zone back in. And so that's the same thing when I'm dancing, same thing when I'm making beats, doing the instruments and stuff. And so you can check out a lots of my stuff out here as far as the productivity goes. And so when I always, you know what I'm saying, shout out to all the eyes. And as we glance with the eye lenses and the eyelids, and so the lid is full of smarts. So the smart tee with the sport tees, I got all type of things about, athletics. And I always play ball. You know what I'm saying? Because I've always liked to play ball ever since I could remember too. Along with music. And so the interviews has always been a natural thing for my being and a state of being, a state of mind, and mindset that I have had been set to like to do. And so this is Ray, and this is part one. Ray, RY.